Howdy, and welcome to the CryptoCrunch, where we analyze the numbers behind the cryptosphere. We crunch numbers because you never know where they will take you, and because properly crunched numbers never lie. I'm your host, Brian McLaughlin. This week on the CryptoCrunch, we perform an autopsy on Metizer, a popular crypto Ponzi scheme website that recently stopped paying out to its users. Ponzi schemes rely on human nature. It is human nature to want more. We seek ways to earn more profit with what we have. Making our existing assets work for us is the best way to create wealth. Now, this holds true for cryptocurrency as well, especially for its standard bearer, Bitcoin. Now, outside of purchasing them outright on an exchange, mining is a great way to obtain Bitcoin. Not everyone has the ability, inclination, or time to set up a physical mining operation. People then look at cloud mining. Now, there are reputable companies out there like Genesis Mining. They have real equipment and you can get real mining done. And not everyone can afford to buy mining power from these companies, so they turn to the not so reputable cloud mining sites. These Ponzi sites, well, some of them last longer than others, and often even have a period of time in which you can actually make money. But, as with all Ponzi schemes, they eventually come crashing down. The latest cloud mining Ponzi scheme to fall was Metizer. If you haven't heard of Metizer yet, then you haven't been watching enough YouTube videos about how to get Bitcoin. With that being said, let's get down to the brass tacks and crunch some crypto. This was a very popular site that gave people a 2% daily return, which meant a 50-day return on investment, or ROI, and allowed you to mine for USD, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and more hash power. It began this year on January 14th and lasted until March 27th. So it was open for 72 days, which is basically 1.5 RO cycles. After crunching the numbers every time I reinvested, I noticed that the return was always the same in the end, 2%. Even if I reached the bonus levels and could use 105%, 110% of my power, my returns are still at 2%. At the time, I was mining for Dogecoin only and was interested in finding out how many Doge I received per gigahash. Now, I liked Metizer's calculator. It showed me exactly what I should expect for each hour, day, month, and year based on the hash power I had at that time. I took the reported hourly Doge count and multiplied it by 24 hours, which turned out to be different than what Metizer said I should be getting each day. In fact, it was a 0.0009 Doge difference each day. Now, my mind explained this away pretty quickly. I said to myself, they probably did this to account for the months having different amounts of days. So I moved on. I took the reported monthly Doge count and divided it by the daily Doge count, which revealed that they calculated a month to be 30 days. In turn, I took the reported yearly Doge count and divided it by the monthly Doge count, which revealed that they calculated a year to be 12 months. So they say there are 30 days to a month and 12 months to a year, which gives them 360 days to a year and gives us 5 missing days. Now, you take these 5 missing days and you multiply by 24 hours, and you multiply that by the hourly Doge rate to get the amount of Doge they would have skimmed off of me for each year. So, at the time, there's about 43 Doge to make a penny. So they would have gained about $3.31 each year if the price of Doge would have remained at that same level. After figuring all this out, I decided it was okay with them skimming from me, and even hoped that this meant the site would stay up longer. Now, I was getting almost 86,000 Doge a month, and they wanted to take just like 1,200 Doge every month. No problem, I could handle that. Now, like others who invested in the site, I waited, hoping that I could make it to the 50 days before it failed. And what I didn't know at the time was the tools for me to figure out when Metizer would fall were probably right there in front of me. But it wasn't until after the crash that things really started to make sense for me. Now, if you take into account both the 72-day lifespan and the 50-day ROI, and you can figure out that if you put your money in before February 5th, you were able to make a profit off of Metizer. If you put your money in on February 5th, well, you broke even. But if you put your money in after February 5th, well, you lost out. You lost money. Now, all of this is assuming that you had no referrals whatsoever. So, I had been wondering what percentage of a year of service Metizer completed. So, I took 1 year and divided it by the amount of days that it ran, and found out that meant 5 cycles with the remainder of 5. I said, that's strange. And then I decided to get rid of that remainder of 5, and I found that 365 days a year divided by 73 days is 5 even. So, yeah, this tells us that we have 5 73-day cycles, each missing 1 day, which accounts for our 5 missing days that they would have skimmed from us throughout the year. So, could we have used the information we had before the crash to accurately predict when it would happen? Quite possibly. The information was all there, but uncertainty would have arisen about how many cycles it could have actually lasted. And instead of 72 days, it might have lasted 144 days or even 216 days. And one of my goals here on the CryptoCrunch is to keep looking deeper into the numbers so that we can develop a way to anticipate when a crypto Ponzi scheme will fail based on the information that they give us. Now, this is obviously my first episode of the CryptoCrunch. If you have a crypto Ponzi scheme whose numbers you'd like for me to crunch, please leave a comment. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, please give it a thumbs down and let me know in the comments how I can make my future videos better. I would like to thank Trayvon James and Jerry Banfield for their encouragement from the videos that they make that told me I need to go ahead and make my own. A special thanks to Ken Bozak for your advice, and to my best friend, you know who you are, thank you for telling me to get off my butt and just make a video. So thank you for joining me, and until the next video, we will keep crunching crypto, because properly crunched numbers never lie.